The Persian Empire, one of the most powerful and influential civilizations in ancient history. For over 2 centuries, it dominated vast territories across 3 continents. But where did this mighty empire come from, and how did it fall? Welcome to my channel. Today, we'll take an in-depth look at the entire history of the Persian Empire, from its humble beginnings to its lasting impact on the modern world. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. But first, let's dive into the fascinating story of Persia. The roots of the Persian Empire can be traced back to the ancient Iranian peoples who settled in the Iranian plateau around 1000 BC. These early Persians were part of a larger group known as the Aryans, who migrated from Central Asia. At first, they lived in small, scattered tribes, but over time, they began to form more organized societies. The true rise of the Persian Empire began with the Achaemenid dynasty. Founded by Cyrus the Great in 550 BCE, Cyrus was a brilliant military strategist and a charismatic leader who united the Persian tribes and overthrew the Median Empire. He then set his sights on expanding his territory, conquering Lydia and Babylon in quick succession. Under Cyrus and his successors, the Persian Empire grew rapidly. Cambyses II, Cyrus's son, conquered Egypt in 525 BCE, adding another jewel to the Persian crown. But it was Darius I, also known as Darius the Great, who truly consolidated and expanded the empire to its greatest extent. Darius implemented a series of reforms that transformed the Persian Empire into a well-organized and efficient state. He divided the empire into satrapies, or provinces, each governed by a satrap appointed by the king. He also standardized weights, measures, and coinage, and built an extensive network of roads to facilitate trade and communication. The Persian Empire reached its zenith under Darius and his son Xerxes I at its height. It stretched from the Balkans in the west to India in the east, and from the Caucasus in the north to Egypt in the south. It was the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen, encompassing diverse cultures, languages, and religions. However, the empire's vast size also presented challenges. The Persian Wars with Greece, which began under Darius and continued under Xerxes, marked the beginning of a long period of conflict between East and West. Despite initial successes, the Persians were ultimately unable to conquer the Greeks, suffering significant defeats at Marathon, Salamis, and Plataea. The later Achaemenid kings struggled to maintain the empire's unity and power. Internal conflicts, rebellions in distant provinces, and the rising threat of Macedonia under Philip II and his son Alexander the Great all contributed to the empire's decline. In 334 BCE, Alexander launched his invasion of the Persian Empire. In a series of decisive battles, he defeated the Persian king Darius III and conquered the empire's vast territories. The fall of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the empire, in 330 BCE, marked the end of the Achaemenid dynasty in the Persian Empire, as it had existed for over 2 centuries. But the legacy of Persia didn't end with Alexander's conquest. After his death, his empire fragmented, and one of his generals, Seleucus I, established the Seleucid Empire, which ruled over much of the former Persian territories. Later, the Parthian Empire arose in the east, reclaiming much of the Persian heartland and challenging Roman power in the region. The final resurgence of Persian power came with the rise of the Sassanid Empire in CE. The Sassanians saw themselves as the heirs to the Achaemenids and sought to restore Persian glory. They engaged in long wars with the Roman and later Byzantine empires, and at times controlled much of the Middle East and parts of Central Asia. The Sassanid Empire lasted for over 4 centuries, until it was conquered by the Arab Muslim armies in the mid-7th century CE. This marked the end of Persia and the beginning of a new era in the region's history. Despite its fall, the Persian Empire left an indelible mark on world history. Its system of government, with its centralized bureaucracy and provincial administration, influenced later empires, including the Roman and Byzantine. Persian art, architecture, and culture spread far beyond its borders, influencing civilizations from Greece to India. The Persian Empire also played a crucial role in the development and spread of major world religions. Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, was the official faith of the empire for much of its history. The empire's policies of religious tolerance allowed for the flourishing of diverse faiths, including Judaism, and later influenced the spread of Christianity and Islam. In terms of technology and infrastructure, the Persians were innovators. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems, built impressive roads and bridges, and created the world's first postal service. Their architectural achievements, such as the palace complex at Persepolis, continue to inspire awe to this day. The Persian language and culture have also had a lasting impact. Persian became a lingua franca across much of Central and South Asia, influencing languages from Turkish to Urdu. Persian literature, particularly poetry, has been admired and emulated for centuries, with works like the Shahnameh continuing to be celebrated. In the modern world, the legacy of the Persian Empire lives on in Iran, which sees itself as the heir to this ancient civilization. Persian cultural influence can be seen throughout the Middle East, Central Asia, and beyond. The ancient Persian capital of Persepolis, though in ruins, remains a powerful symbol of the empire's former glory, and continues to attract visitors from around the world. The story of the Persian Empire is one of rise, fall, and enduring legacy. From its origins in the Iranian plateau to its conquest by Alexander the Great, and from its resurgence under the Sassanians to its final fall to Arab armies, Persia shaped the course of world history. Its innovations in government, art, and culture continue to influence our world today, reminding us of the lasting impact of this ancient civilization. As we reflect on the history of the Persian Empire, we're reminded of the cyclical nature of power and the interconnectedness of human civilizations. The rise and fall of empires may seem distant, but their legacies continue to shape our world in ways both obvious and subtle. Understanding this history helps us better comprehend our present and perhaps glimpse our future. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the history of the Persian Empire. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more historical content. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating stories of our shared human past.